Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit to Spirit Teach Going Self on TikTok, 1974 episode. And I'm also live on my Facebook if you're on there. If you're new to my channel, I would recommend, suggest, and I really encourage people to read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teach Going Self, so you can get a better understanding of what it is that I bring to the channel. As some of you know, I talk about my own life experiences. I talk about certain politics stuff. I voice a lot of my own. I do a lot of channeling for spirit because I don't work for people. I don't work for the Matrix. I work with spirit. Now, my ex-husband thinks that I start arguments so that I can come onto my podcast. Lies. Or the thing is, that's not what I do. Well, I have something that I'm coming forward with, and it just kind of heads. Now, I went to the ball field, and when I came home, I received a message because we were just checking something, right? And we just kind of wanted to know because we had been looking at other stuff, and it was really, really strange. Okay, and if people believe someone, especially like with this, it's that part of when you're dealing with certain people, they like to scam you and rip you off because they see something that you have as being profitable. So they will fuck you over or try to. And some people are gullible enough to really believe them, okay? Because I actually have the message. See, we're not moving, but we were looking into something, okay? We looked at the property around where we're at, of like the prices of what the property was up on the market for, because they say like the property value of houses are really high right now, right? And it's been 6 years since my ex and bought the place, and I did some work down here. My son and I did a lot of work down here, and he did the flooring and he did the back room, my oldest son, and the rest of the stuff I did by myself. Okay, I did have the young fellow that was coming here. He started doing some painting, but he was all over the place, so I had to clean up the mess. So I did a lot of work down here. Okay, my son and ex, they ripped up the old carpet that was all musty and everything like that at the place. Right, and we had a real estate agent come and just give us an idea, like just to see why everything, like about other places of what they were on the market for. And we know that the majority of places had less than an acre, maybe 2 acres. And we were looking at the prices, and like the majority of them were 300,000 plus. Okay. Now, see, we had this problem before where we had a real estate agent lowball. And why did they lowball the price? Pretty sure because they seen the property much more valuable, and they seen it as, because a lot of real estate agents, what will they do? Real estate agents will actually buy property. They'll buy property, they'll flip it, they'll sell it, right? Now, the fucked up part is people go to these people trusting them to be honest with them. You know, you come to find out because I had like all along I had an idea that this real estate agent was gonna lowball because they seemed very interested because they come down and they were, whoa, you wouldn't even know that that was there. Put you this way. He has a 3,700 square foot house, a drilled well, 2 sheds, and another outbuilding. There's a big pond. About 4 acres of the land is mowed, okay? And there's like 11.5 acres. It's right on the edge of an elementary school, across from a store and a church. You know, some people go to church. And there's a farmer's market about 10 minutes away, and then the town is 15 minutes away. And there's a Tim Hortons just down the road. So it's very close to amenities also. Now, the price that she come back with, it was an insult and slap in the face. And then all this marketing saying that, hey, you know, this is all it's worth, which was less than $300,000 for a 3,700 square foot house that just had, they just started today putting brand new windows in the back. And we even told we're getting new windows and doors. When he messaged me and he told me what he had said, I was pissed that so was Spirit. Like the whole of the ancestry line, it was like, holy fuck. See, I could tell that it was all she could see was profit because, see, she asked what he paid for the house when he first bought it. Now, I want you to keep in mind there's a piece of property right next to this place. It's 1.5 acres. I know this because I looked it up. They want 75,000 for it. That's for 1 acre of land. And it's just right next door. So how is 11 and a half acres of land with a house, a drilled well, 2 sheds, and an outbuilding? It's heated with a wood stove that I believe heats about 3,800 square foot and 3 heat pumps. And it's right in the center of the village. It's the biggest property. See, I don't want a real estate really buying it. Because the reason why I don't want that is because this is a property to be enjoyed. We get 12 deer out back, ducks in the pond. And you could actually, like, I won't go any further with that part of you actually, but I'll be honest. She did even say that you could turn it into maybe 3 places. But see, when you see the I would walk, like, down the far end. There's a tree down the middle, and I would go down there. This property has so much potential. The real estate agent even said it. She was wowed by it. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to have to do a lot to figure out this place." But he said, but I was told that she came back with, okay, let's just say she came back with $70 or $70, $70,000 more than what he paid for. But she asked what he paid for it. See, I look at property values, and property values have gone up. So, people, it's not only buyers beware, it's seller beware. Because if you have a property that has value, they will try to undercut you so they can buy it themselves. Ugh. Ah, see? Ugh. You think I'm fucking stupid? Seriously. There's a place just three three doors down. I'm not even sure if it's a full acre. They have a house and they have an outbuilding. And their asking price is 429,000. Is it jealousy? No, because there's nothing to be jealous of. It's not my house to sell. And I don't, not sure if he has any plans of leaving anytime soon. But see, the thing is, spirit brings this stuff forward as a test to find out the genuine people. But the thing is, people are so gullible that just because this person has a special title, you believe they're being honest with you? Seriously. See, I did a lot of looking into this area where I'm at. And so did they. And not only did they, but I had already told them. So they were seeing dollar signs. And not really realizing, because I had met them before. And I said, like, I read energy. I read people. I read your intentions. Grisito puriteta, yusunuto shalakisutoi. Do you not fucking get it yet? See, the thing is, what people don't realize is, you don't need that middleman. The same as when you're, you know, looking for God. And I'm not bringing religion into this. I'm using that as an example because that's what's happening. You're looking to someone else to do something that you can do yourself. It's that part that, people wonder why they can't get ahead because you believe those ones that you trust with your stuff that they're going to be honest with you. Not just real estate. It's the medical system, it's the justice system, it's the educational system, it's your religion system. It's medical healthcare system is the medical like the medical stuff, and then what you perceive to be mental health. See, the reason why they keep you dumbed down is because they keep you gullible enough because they see fucking desperation. Do they see right? See, now I know that spirit puts me through these tests. Well, no. So I gone through every other test pretty much. And then this real estate one. Do you know that it wouldn't be hard for me to figure out property law? Because, see, this woman knew that I was looking into other properties, other deeds, because she was the one that helped me look into it. See, that's the thing. Spirit is testing you. You say, "Oh, well, why would spirit?" Because spirit is checking to see if you're going to be gullible enough, and or are you actually going to stand up and say something? You say, "Oh, well, Jesus said the meek will inherit the earth." Well, what the fuck do you think the meek is? A raccoon is meek. It will run, but you put it in the corner, and you affect its livelihood and its family and its home and everything like that. What do you think is going to happen? And its health. It's going to look for truth. And by fuck, when it finds it, it's going to dig its heels in. Because digging your heels in means grounding yourself. See, the only one that I really trust right now is spirit. Because spirit is the awareness. Yalata panete. Estamos la kanemuta kifurahi. But yeah, sounds like a go kiss someone's boot now. Go back to them because they know better than you do. See, you learn self-awareness And then you become spirit aware because you realize that you are it. You are the inner of spirit. You are all that is, all that was. And it is all that will be because it's never ending. So today I found out that the real estate agents they can make you or they can break you. Ah! See? Traíamos to nice. And see, the thing is, I went to one property and spirit tells me stuff. And spirit guides me to where I need to be, what I need to be seeing or observing or looking at, or where I need to be to hear something. See, yesterday we went somewhere and just for kind of farts and giggles, just for him to kind of get an idea if he ever did move, where would he want to live? So we went to this one place, and the outside was beautiful. It had a wine vineyard, like a small hobby vineyard, and had a lake, had deeded access to a lake, but you had to go down the road to get to the lake. And it had cisterns, but it had a dug well, and I guess the dug well wasn't working well. Or wouldn't hold water or something. I don't know. I wasn't talking to the really. Now, it was a cute little place. And the price, you have some leeway there. The price was pretty good for the property and where it was. I mean, so it was like, and you had the option to get 3 other acres. So when I seen that, the price was about what it would be for that area and the place that would be in. But see, the thing is, when I was leaving, the spirit turned my head this way to a sign on a pole that said con tax. So to me, con tax. Is there property tax left owing on that place? Is there any type of problem with it? Because con tax. It's, it's a beautiful place. So I took that, and then when we went to kind of observe, like just drive by other places that were for sale, like I said, to get an idea. And it was a place across from the ocean, and it was kind of tucked in, but they hadn't been taking care of the yard or anything like that. So I don't know if anybody's living there, but it doesn't seem possibly that there is because it doesn't look like the yard has been taken care of, and that's a long time growth because it looks like a field grown up. And I happened to look up. This is an 1890 house. I happened to look up at the top of the window. And top windows, they look like they were opening and work. And it said it, like on the thing, it needed work. And see, the thing is, the ocean frontage would be across the road. Okay? And with that, for the house, it was part of the house, it said it belonged to private property to use at your own risk. So he thought about it, and he thought, well, if he were to ever get something like that, he would put private on it, and then if anybody come on it, he would chase them off. So I explained to him, in a way that would be a brain dead idea, because it would be putting him back in the same position that he was in when he first came here, and he had to shut down the four-wheeler trails. It caused a problem because, people got so used to using it that people got pissed off. Because from what I was informed of is down back, there's a big open area there, and it's right in behind the Legion. But it's all blocked off because him and someone else went down and drug a whole bunch of wood into the trail. And that was the trail that I used to walk. So it's that part of, why don't you people sit back for a moment before making any daft, I was going to say stupid, but it would be stupid decisions just like that, considering you had already gone through something just like that. Only I'll tell you right now, it would be harder for you to shut down the fucking ocean access than it would be for the trails. At first, they started moving the logs out of the trail. And he kept going back in. So he was tired. He was up all night. He was scoping out his property. So that part, I'm doing this. Spirit, I should say, is having me do this so that people can see the pattern you keep repeating, but you don't get it. So that's why you don't get ahead. That's why your life is in utter chaos. It's like, do you forget that quickly, or do you just like the stress, anxiety, and drama? Because I'll tell you right now, that place, they wouldn't take no shit. Believe me, because that's where my ancestors came from. Ugh. Gleta prenu torisi. Gisuto puro shalamarese ruguriai. Like you can, like I can feel that right in here. It's like, go for it. Here, let me help you. I'll even hand it to you. Then I confronted him with what he sent me. I did get angry. You're fucking right, I did. And I just wanted to get right in his face. And I tried showing him the prices of what the housing is going for around here. Because I needed him to see for himself. And then I asked him, like, seriously, who's blackmailing you? What the fuck's going on? You tell people that you stand up for yourself. You tell people that you stand up for others. No, you do not. At least no one I know. And not even for yourself. See, that's the thing. This is a spirit to spirit, and these are versions of the spirit. It's like Rumpelstiltskin. Mr. Gold. Okay, if you watch Once Upon a Time, he was a coward. And then he had to use, then he became the Dark One, and he had to use magic. So it was the power. A lot of people struggle with giving up power because it makes you wealthy. So you want power over everyone. Do you not realize that it is the real estate agents that are fucking buying up the properties? Policial! That's why when they see something profitable for them, that's why they will lowball you and then get somebody, then do it themselves, get like someone you don't know. Oh, here, we'll sucker this person into thinking this is all their property is worth. And then we'll go in and we'll buy it and like we'll wait a month, 2 months, and they'll say, oh, right back up for skyrocketed price. Ahorita por ahí no hay. I'm talking about gullible people, and I'm talking about a real estate thing that I just, spirit just put me through to bring to light. I'm not saying all real estate agents are the same. The ones that aren't making a large profit, they're the ones that probably aren't trying to fuck you over. See, I don't know if real estate agents work the same as lawyers or doctors. You know, they all like to stick together, right? I just heard someone say real estate agents are cutthroat. Well, some of them actually do work together because all of these agencies, if you really dig deep, you will find out they're all connected. Seriously, it's a pyramid. You know, the ones that are more cutthroat are the ones that get bigger sales, but they're taught to fuck over little people. Don't let them get ahead. You know, they got a good piece of property or something like that. Fuck them over for it. and then we'll profit from it. You know, we're talking about the system and how people are gullible to it, and then wonder and say about, oh, can't never get ahead. Well, you know, they say I don't have credit cards. I didn't even want to have a bank account, but I was told that I had to have a bank account in order to cash a check. How fucking simple is that? It's a trap, right? You can't get paid if you don't have a bank account. That's illegal. It's called extortion. Yes, yata. Dito pre ay. Sumuso la kasaroy. And my channel, fucking TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and that, they'll all, you know, shadow ban me because the only reason why they shadow ban people is because they know that it's true. Yeah, sarcastic bitch. Burisiyamot pa eh. This is a spirit to spirit, and those spirits know who I'm talking to. As I said before, my channel is spirit to spirit. And if you're experiencing anything from it, well, you know, I guess you're connected to those spirits. Welcome to the family. Red Rover, Red Rover. I call my family over. Burisimo tutarisirai tuya. Buim. Yeshalakaturisi tuya purite. Like most peace, no. Just truth seeker and tell it. You know, people, oh, you're a nerd. Am I a narc? How am I a narc? Because I'm telling my own story. Ora sei prossima, morso de criana vera, turistia. So confirmation. Like I never bought property. I never had money to buy property because every time I tried to get ahead, well, there'd be a roadblock because you know I still haven't heard from um, Future Works. And they said, "Oh yeah, I got your message. I'm going to give you a call." Well, I guess they should have given me a call. That was the same as my computer course. When I took it from October to December, she was supposed to help me. She told me not to worry, oh, we'll find you a place. But she didn't realize I was a test. I was your challenge. But see, I read this to the point where, you know, I even recorded her and I actually posted it too. See, people will say about people on a disability or assistance, but do you really know how many of those people actually fucking tried to get help to get off of it? No, you didn't, did you? But you'll say, ah, you're a bane on our system. No, your fucking government is the bane on your system. Your system is the bane on your system, not the fucking people that you call welfare bums. Because I know some of you that were those fucking welfare bums. But you'll say about a welfare bum. And some of those welfare bums even opened the fucking door for you. See, I don't know how many times I've tried getting off of assistance because I am unable to work a matrix job. Because the matrix jobs are a trap. It dumbs you down from your true, creative, authentic, filled with wisdom, intelligent, smart selves. You're just dumbed down. People don't want to believe that. Well, that's your self-esteem problem. Don't you say that, in the times of judgment, what do you think this is times of judgment? Judgment is using your understanding, right? Or did you know that? You judge people yourself. But you need to be looking at the energy. See, your spirit is what judges, okay? Which is that aspect of God. And yes, I did go down this rabbit hole. So spirit is God because spirit is everything. It's in every place at the same time. So yeah, I feel that. It's like I'm connected with spirit on a very high frequency because things go by frequency. And so it's not that I see things in a physical form, but I see it as if I'm there in my mind. The all-seeing eye. You're seeing where we're all in different places at the same time. So we're seeing things, it's seeing things from a different perspective, a different point of view, right? You can't just look at one place and say you have the whole picture because you fucking well don't. So with what I've gone through this past week, we've gone through because he's gone through it too. It's that part of finding out another part of the system. And we knew that like the stuff was a scam, but we didn't know to what extent because some of us wouldn't see the part that, okay, they'll jack the prices up so they receive more profit. But see, the thing is, they can do that in a reversal too, because they can lowball you with the price, go in and buy it from you, and then 2 months later put it back on the market and hike it up about $300,000 or more. Because when you look at the right now, they're saying that nothing has changed in 5 years. But yet, holy shit, the skyrocketed prices. Mr. Smith and his agent. Right? What's an agent? You know? What agents do you have? You have an insurance agent. Yeah, I get like it's like it's like fart. What's coming out now? No, it's always that middleman, right? Pastor, priest, rabbi, what have you, they're all the middlemen. They're the in between. It's it's finding somebody who's can give you a price in a way that is not what that they're not trying to because they're not trying to profit. So you'd have to find that honest person and then sell it yourself. You know, people say it's too complicated. That's why you like, if you're selling your house, then I believe you go get a lawyer because you have to have a lawyer anyway, right? I know, I've heard that lawyers aren't always honest. They're not always honest. Believe me, I like I know they're not always honest. I've dealt with them. But I can say the one that I worked for, she was pretty honest because, like, I mean, like, I don't know any other way, but she was honest with me about one thing because it showed that part of her that I was hoping wouldn't be true. And that was when I went to her about a child protection case. Someone, a prospective client, had called and said they had a legal aid certificate. And I went to her, took the message, I went to her, and I told her that I have this person, it's a child protection case, and they have a legal aid certificate. And she stood there right in front of me and she's like, oh, at $60 an hour for 7 hours, and I don't really have to do anything. No, I'll take it. When she said that, I lost respect for her. And I had originally looked up to her. That's why I scoped her out. That's why I looked to find her. It was a part of her that I did not, I was hoping wouldn't be that person. See, I even swallowed my pride. Like, I didn't have to swallow my pride because I got in a car accident and I couldn't work for her no more. I couldn't work. I couldn't drive to work. It was an hour and some from my place to work, and I couldn't even drive to a fucking store. And she called me every name in the book. I'm not saying horse sly or anything like that, but she run me down. But I sent her a resignation letter saying why I was leaving. And it wasn't, and I was pretty polite about it. And it wasn't until after she wrote me her letter that I replied with my answers. But see, just here in the wintertime or something like that, I messaged her because I had something legal that I was, because I was going to give her another chance. But I just walked away. So when this woman did that, I was grateful that she helped me. But I'm disappointed in her now. Yes, I'm an attorney. Your family members might have their problems and you go through stuff with them, but the system is worse because it manipulates your family into thinking that they're right and you're wrong and you're just crazy. This is judgment, and I'm not even passing judgment, I'm just sharing. It's okay. Keep going the way you're going. Or learn to change it instead of repeating it. Because as long as they can keep you on the hamster wheel, they'll keep trying. But see, people say what was stashed in the Ark of the Covenant was it not Aaron's sword? And Aaron's sword more represents the voice, the tongue, because the tongue speak the truth. That's why when I'm on here, I tell you sometimes I get sensations that someone is trying to rip my tongue out. It's like, here, you want a tongue? Here, I'll just grow another one because you can grow body parts. Yeah, I am. Lisa, what do you look at this? spiritual. Ui, kasalanan ya. Feels good when you get out the noise there. It's okay. So hang on. It's about to get rough in here. You look at the some like me, some hate me, some like love me, some loathe me. You know, I'll make you laugh, I'll make you cry, I'll piss you off. You want to punch me upside the head. But I say keep fucking good people. Yes, I'm cleaning my glasses with my shirt. I do it all the time, and I imagine a lot of other people do too. You know, they say, show, read the fine print. Well, if they say to read the fine print, let them provide the magnifying glass because there should be no fine print. Because why is there fine print other than, knowing that people's not going to read it because they can't even fucking see it? Listen today, Salamahanuai. Sukit Prekarian, Situ to Visu, Yasalaka Hisalai Nuri, Yaratopurikiana, Sitana, Sukuturi, Turi, I could do is a Maya Sulukusu. The minute you realize that you are self-healing is the time that you're going to grow physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, whether it's religious or like you're using what you people call voodoo and witchcraft. You say affirmations, you say prayers, you do your little rituals of, take the bread onto the tongue and take the wine, and you call it the flesh and the blood of Christ. Wow. But see, you can also put a spin on it. Because what were they referring to? Because what you're doing is when you drink the water of the earth and you eat the vegetation off of the earth, that's what you're experiencing. You're drinking the blood of the Christ, which is the Christ consciousness, the Lamb, because it's aware of itself in you. So you have the Christ consciousness, and then the blood is the water, blue blood, the blue blood of the Lamb. Do you not realize you're all blue blood? But they'll use the system to attack you with it. Some mean it one way, and some refer to it as the other way. So that would be your two, right? Two parallel. You say the separation. We've seen the separation. Some actually refer to the bread and the wine as being the flesh and the blood, which is cannibalism. You're talking about it. It's put over everything. We're talking about adrenochrome, and I know this did go from real estate to what have you, but I'm talking about gullible people. You will believe what they drill for you to believe, what they keep repeating for you to believe. That's called the master hypnosis. And they're using these things to do it. If you know that. And that's the same for real estate. They're doing the same thing. See, it happened one other time. It was a brand new home. And see, the guy was telling us he had it up on the market, but I wasn't finding it, and I was wondering why it wasn't selling. And it was because he wanted my ex-husband to lower the price on the house. Oh, listen to this song, and I'm realizing that they had on TikTok, they're the what is it, the Backstreet Boys concert. And did anybody really pay attention and realize that that concert, that that dome or sphere was actually showing you something? It was showing you truth, you know. But hey, next time anybody wants to sell a house, get a few opinions on what each says your house is worth, and then put it up for sale yourself. Because the right one always comes along. Because you're going to see the value and the potential of the property. Because that's what you do when you go out, you find out what place resonates with you. And see, the real estate market, it forces you to take things because the sale is so quick. So it's getting it right away. And at that time, there may not be something you're really searching for, because what's meant for you, you will end up with it. You will have it. Not, I'm not talking about like uh, a person just because you want a person or something like that. That you have to do everything because you want to make them yours, because that becomes an obsession. Yeah, like what I see, and listen. I like that tú eres bien, wala cariño. It's like, yeah, right there, I just felt things all, what is it's like humility. Look at me. Like, yeah, you had to humiliate someone who was already humiliating themselves because they have to. It's not about being rude to people. Although sometimes it's warranted, but not in a way of total crude. Like to the point with a flair, because that's the part that's going to make people think, you know what they said or did, is make them think about their actions. But because even if they glitch for that second, say, "Oh, I didn't do that," their brain is saying you did, but it's denial that says don't. Because when people get angry at the first part of it, but yeah, I seen her eyes just light up, and she was just like, you wouldn't believe this was happening. So if it was such an eye catching, why would you roll? Wait, I know. Yep, we got some of the windows in today, and it's nice to be able to open the window and see out it. It wouldn't have mattered if you took a squeegee to it; it still wouldn't because it was all in between the panes. Şöyle tatulisina no pa. Şöyle tatuloy. Like, yeah, I even sit here and I talk with spirit all the time. Like, pure sino mo tay. Rusya, gusto to ko sila talaga sila ko yan. Sila talaga ko gusto sa ko. Ito po yan. Sana to kasi hindi sa niya ko yan tutuloy. Yeah, right down my brain, like everything it switched right now. It's dealing with something like right now. I can feel it in here, and it's dealing with something right now. Sa inyo, medo, se olha lá. See, the ancestors are furious with women and with us because we're not hearing so that we don't they show us things so that we don't continue to repeat history. The real estate is repeating history because it goes back to, say, World War One, World War Two, light is flickering. Now they say we're in World War Three. You say we're headed there? No, we're not headed. You're already there because it's a spiritual war. Spiritual war is the system. Virus, anti Christ, antichrist. Yeah, I'm brought to about the antichrist. You look at your biblical text. Is it is it the Christ that hasn't descended? So it's a virus because you have a system, and let's say okay, we'll go back to what you say Jesus or Yeshua, because they're two different people. But you go back to them. Jesus was stirring up the system, right? So that would be the virus into the system. And you had to have an antivirus come in. And what does the antivirus do? It clears the system up. You have a virus, you take an or like a virus in your body, you take an antibiotic, right? But your body produces its own antibodies. That's why you get superbugs, because you're putting it into a system that is able to repair itself. So it's much like you going like see, do spiritual people, all spiritual people believe in the Antichrist? Or is it specific with certain like religious congregations? I heard somebody try to say cult, but what have you, everything is a cult. You have a group of friends and you have something in common, you have a small cult because you do it together. You resonate with it together. It may not be as dark as people see, like others have it, or what have you, or as large, but either way, it's a form of a cult. Yeah, Spirit has me here, there, and a little bit of everywhere. Because it is gullible people, is what I'm talking about. And I was one of them. I just said, like, someone, it's like, but I was, because I was as gullible in parts where, I keep believing that they would do the right thing, or that they would actually take the time to hear. And that's with anything, doesn't matter. And I know a lot of people feel that way. But see, when you tell them how you are, a lot of people don't believe you because they can't comprehend it. Or they just think, oh, yeah, yeah, okay. I hear some people say, I don't want to be around people because they don't like people. Well, I guess you haven't met the right people, have you? Or maybe it might be just you. And I don't mean that ignorantly. I mean that you had bad experiences with other people and that became a pattern because we get chips on our shoulders and then we don't give people the time of day, even the good people, but we gravitate towards the ones that aren't, the ones that would fuck you over in a heartbeat and say that they were your friends or say that they were good business people or people with professional titles. Yan não tô aí. Sala tu sala sala yang like it's not today, eh? Use your intuition, your true knowing, okay? Because if you start with something for a minute and you just kind of step back and took that visual inside of when it happened the first time, what did you experience from it? What did you do in that situation? And then ask yourself, what could you do differently? So the people that know that actually do this stuff, because the karma's going to come back. And you can have good karma, you can have bad karma. Sometimes it's like we wear somebody else's karma. And sometimes, but like today, I was hoping that the same as what I did with the lawyer that I worked for, with this real estate agent. I was hoping that she was going to be because, well, something tells me she missed out on a good opportunity. See, I know that one day I'm going to be single, and I'm going to be in a position where if I needed someone for something, I might have went to you. That should have been even when I said intention. But I will read. I read people. It's like my therapist. I told him like spirit wants him working from spirit for a system. I told him that's the way they help people. You don't talk to the person, you talk to their spirit, their soul, their essence. You're speaking to their ancestors too at the same time. And that's where you get your psychosis, schizophrenia, you call psychopaths, psychotic, and what are the other ones? Sociopath. But see, it's all the spirit. It's taking on many different forms, and it's using you to do it. It's system. And when you wake up to knowing what's happening, that's when you master the system because you're able to move it and manipulate it. And I don't mean manipulating people, it's like what people do to get ahead because you get to see things for yourself. You get to feel it and experience it. And then you don't have those jumpers, those agents just jumping in, spirit jumpers. What is it on the movie Ghost when Whoopi Goldberg has that spirit that jumps inside of her? They'll tell you that that stuff's not real, but it's as real as your flesh, right? Pinch yourself. Se la gloria. O músculo que tu escrito, se tu tem. It's like, yeah, it's like future version of yourself. Todo estudio. I am the big head. Although soy right? No, like I'm saying that because it was on the series Third Rock from the Sun. Älkeen taisi oli kiva. Vissikö tuli? Biting my nails, yes. I can't wear those fake nails because they irritate me. I put them on, and no sooner I get them on, and it's like, ew, they damn near take the nail right off my finger too. So, I have let them go, but, Ereserato de Sarukiam, Elapeturi Sarabia, Borisitum, Istutotai, Kevashalaya Suyam, Miratu, Siato Rusia, Siasum Sholai, Rato et Priha e Puris, Abraham Motoni, Sato Moe, Deleteget, Escrito to Purim, do you put it? See, I, my channel's not for everyone. But I do encourage people to read the description on the YouTube channel, Spirit teaches you feeling himself, and then you'll understand. Well, some, not all will understand. So I know, like, when the Matrix manipulates things because my comments aren't moving, and then all of a sudden, my comments and things start moving. So it's like, kaya siya laki niya, paano kung siya nasa sikuya ka? Ito niya, kaya siya laki. Listen, yeah, it's a head scratcher, but it's the forehead. It's right there. Scratch it. You might open your eye. And the story of the eye, to jest muszl خياطوي يسوي مكسايا سموية ياخد كوباية شوفية مسؤولين ريادو يسوي yeah, it's a weird thing like using your voice. That's someone told me like when I would go through it, like when I speak in the language or I bring truth or what have you. So they give me some rocks, but at first it was like because my body was going through so much, and I was like it was just like they were all coming in at once because I was at like what would I guess was part of a reserve or something. And I was talking to one of the natives from the community, and yeah, me with the rocks in my hand, and I'm like, I'm doing it, putting them all over the place, like get it out of my hands. But it's that part, I know what I'm experiencing, and I could hold a crystal, but I use them. I mostly use it for like pretty out decoration because I like them. I like them better than diamonds. I always like to Alexander White. Okay, they're very rare, from what I understand. They're very close to an amethyst. They're like almost like that color, like a pinky purple, like back there, like on TikTok. You're seeing like a pink, but it's like a pinky. It's like a pinky purple. think it's got a little more pink than the purple because the amethyst is more purple. Get the point. Que son moça esto ahorita. Mira, just William otra. Esse achei um reparei tudo esse ano. Deixa eu ver aqui. Essa yeah, so it really is a way where that is really because it's so good. Oh, yeah, it's really yes, but only shall I do Saturn. To yeah, are you afraid to see a little nipple lady? Like shit. Like this is appropriate, but like, in some cultures the women walk around topless. It's like I understand where people are coming from in a lot of things with regards to that. I totally understand that. Ureta. Este esse dias. Isso é esse yeah. Hoje não é. It's like connecting the energies. See, that was almost like it was a spinal realignment. Oh my God! Oh. Eso lo te Milletătări polisiye soyulayan yakatukuruye. Sichi sigure kurigata toshi no shomo mush. Ya kisedatan sikulatu kure erut sichi sono so ri ni Uita esa. Yeah, it's like I'm working on working on the spine. It's like I'm witnessing or like I'm going through where I'm performing. It's a part of spirit that's performing a surgery, but not through the medical procedure part, more through the energy. It's like taking and connecting with it all and just catching it and then moving it and feeling it because you can start feeling the energy moving upward. Porque, ay, esto, no es no, it's just something I was looking at. It's like I'm looking at this camera and I have this one, so it's like I'm ignoring everyone over here. But I'm like, "Uy, sí, emotional, like, I'm that way if I'm yeah." But they said no, it's still weird. Sí, yo la quiero meter que te voy a I think that's Robert Pastor. You know, when I have temper tantrums, I think it's him. It's like, right. You know when they say, like, you go up against the father? Because it's the father that doesn't want you talking back. And it's the father that doesn't accept others' opinions so easily. Most of the time, the father doesn't. Not saying anything. Well, that oh my yourself. See, it's the father that doesn't like you speaking his language. And I'm not talking about your human, I'm talking about the father, that you say the father. It's that part of making you bow down to a system, a belief system. That's what we're in now, even in real estate, because back in days gone by, they were taking widowers, female widowers, property from them, telling them they were witches and they were going to do some voodoo. They were going to cast some spells on you. Well, every fucking time you say a word or you say ill of somebody, you're casting a stone. Your TV is casting. The cast, the names of the cast, number of cast, casting a spell. It's like, spell this. We know what I have for eh? And you should stop cussing each other. Like, tuturi. Yeah, my leg is like, oh, it's like it's asleep. They said, what are you saying? Like, no, that's not comfortable. They said that politically. So hey, we're not perfect. They say we're made in the image of God. Well, the Father's not perfect. Whenever you look out there, you say that the Father is perfect, but if you're not perfect, then I guess the Father's not perfect either. But stand up to the system, stand up to the injustice. You know, and when you see the injustice, call it out. Speak up about it. Doesn't make you a narc or a tattletale. It's your story. The ones that don't want you telling your story are the ones that were in the wrong or don't want their story told. But if it's part of your story, so many people say about like how people do them wrong and do them wrong, wrong. Sometimes we have to look at people that we've done wrong, whether, you know, somebody else caused the pain for us and we just started taking it out on other people and not the ones that deserve it, who's deserving of it. And I mean by standing up, not punching each other in the head. I mean like, showing them themselves. Right now, my house is in disarray. My desk is way out from the wall. My dressers are way out from the wall because they're putting his windows in. But I know it's gonna make a difference. Because holy crap, in here in the wintertime, I'd have my heat on 77, and it would be 18 degrees in here. And I tried to refrain from using the wood stove because, like I said, the wood stove heats. I think it's 3,800 square feet. So, but I just wanted to come in and just, have a, as I say, have a conversation, but I'm not having a conversation. I'm just like bringing forward what I've observed, experienced. We can give people the information, but what they do with it, because not everybody experiences this things the same, so they don't see that as a possibility. But hey, to be honest, at times I would just say that I was going to just, not fight it, just settle. But, I've settled, but I know that I'm not meant to settle. I'm not meant to settle. We're meant to be moving about. We're energetic. So you can have a home as where you go home, right? But as family, we're meant to be exploring, seeing, exploring our past, present, and future selves. Because I know that these past days I've been moving in time because nothing made sense. Let the no, yeah. So part of, things will come to you. It's just like, move, ready to move on, working through it. Because it's going to keep coming back and repeating itself until you see it for yourself. See it. It's like so many people's soul chakras are trying to open up, and you're not feeling well because you're not releasing. You're sitting back and wanting to fix it because you want to approach it, but you fear the outcome if you do. So please, thank you, God. Realize that if it works one way, it works the other. It depends on what perspective you're looking at it. Picture one may do it more easier than the other because they see it from a different perspective. Some take the long way around. You can get insight and knowledge, and others just take the quick and easy route. But it depends on, like I said, the position or perspective. Well, see, the thing is, spirit is guiding me to people that I don't, and the ones that the opportunities that I are for my best interest. I know that I will be guided to. And it's going to guide me towards my purpose, what I'm meant to be doing. Because I know what I'm doing right now is part of my purpose. Even if I look like an asshole or a bitch, or, I will reach out if you need certain people. And I know that would sound rude to some because it is like drop out. It's like, no, it's true. It's just a little more brutally told. And everybody's just thinking that it's not the place. What you looking at, Milo? So I guess I'm gonna leave it there. You know, the part of having to say it. And with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, with support and very good health to anyone and everyone who wants and willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave, persevere, be yourself, be your authentic self, be true to yourself, be kind to yourself, be true and kind to others, and know that you have no strength and you can hold it. For some, it's an easy road, for others, not so easy. And the ones it's not so easy for, you are chosen because it means that you are extremely powerful in a good way. because you're going to rock the system. You're going to shake it up. You're going to show people that they are able to leave the system and create their own system. Setting aside, like what the old programming used to tell you. Because we were never feeble-minded. I say that because the Sexual Sterilization Act, 1928. Said, "Constituto